On to the same kind of issue. Oh no, RICO. What has BP in a snit and maybe facing another financial hit? RICO, I'm referring to Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, which it's kind of a convenient tool originally designed to make it easier to bust the mafia for organized crime. Notice Charlie and I have moved away from that. But the law can extend to any act of bribery or mail fraud. And wouldn't you know it, bribery, mail fraud, what these lawsuits are ultimately looking at BP about. To Fox News legal analyst Tamara Holder on what all this means. Tamara, what?
Well, you know, I think this is a really far stretch for the plaintiffs here. We're talking about RICO, which is for organized crime. And I understand that BP is involved in some shady dealing, whether it's Iran or Libya or whatever's going on with this company, this huge company. But to say that we're going to extend and paint the brush even broader and say that they are engaged in organized crime is just such a stretch, Neil. I think it's not going to work in this case.
All right, but if you make it stick, or even the charge stick, obviously the impression becomes, well, we always suspected they were crafty, you know what, so now this is proof.
Well, as far as I can tell, I haven't seen any proof yet. And what I'm just saying on a legal, from a legal perspective, these filings came from newspaper articles and the few congressional hearings that there have been. There has been no real proof yet. But what's interesting about this case is that what they're probably going to do is use this filing to get proof, to open the can of worms and see what was really going on.
Or to put the fear, you know what, into the company, right? To settle sooner rather than later for fear that just dragging this out. And you're right, I mean, others have tried to use this. Rudy Giuliani, when he was a prosecutor, going after Wall Street abuses. It is very tough to stick and follow through on. So I'm beginning to wonder here whether the strategy isn't so much to prove it, but to get the company to the table to settle because of it.
Well, I think that that's what happened with the $20 billion escrow that was created. I think that BP showed up to Washington right away because they were in fear of criminal charges. And they said, here, Obama, whatever you guys want, you want $20 billion, here you go, anything to avoid these criminal charges. So I don't know if this civil complaint by restaurants, these are restaurants, this is not the government that has filed this, if that's enough to make BP shaking their boots, if you will.
What about just the simple $20 billion amount that it put up to deal with a lot of ancillary costs? That could be significant and maybe just chump change when all is said and done. For an enterprising lawyer, isn't that opening the company up? Look, they've not only formally and informally admitted guilt here, they've put up money to prove how much they're guilty, and this is just greasing the skids for criminal lawsuits a go-go.
Well, there's definitely a civil liability here, that they're saying that, you know, we've done something wrong, we're negligent, but these lawsuits are now going further and saying that they are engaging in criminal-like conduct. They are like an organized crime. They're like the mafia. And so linking the two together, in my opinion, is not, there's not enough to link them together just yet. They're shady. You know, they're probably engaging in some kinds of activity that a lot of corporations engage in. They all engage in golf outings, and, you know, maybe top officials do drugs with, you know, in trying to get deals done. I don't know. But that's not enough to call them mafia-like.
Tamara, thank you very much. Good stuff.
Thank you.